Okay.
Hello, everyone. We'd wish to start, so please be seated.
Deputy Head of Mission, עוד פעם, תחבו אותי, וזהו, ועכשיו אתה מתחיל את הטקס. סורי.
אין שום בעיה. הם גם
אוקיי,
הולכים
תגיד.
לשבת למעלה?
הם יכולים לשבת למעלה גם. אוקיי, בוא נגיד להם, אוקיי?
Hello, everyone. We'd like to begin, so please find a seat. You can also go upstairs to the balcony.
שגור וערן לא הגיעו, יכול להיות שנגיד...
אני ראיתי את גור.
כן, אבל הוא אמר שהוא לא רוצה להיכנס.
אז
אבל אני לא אגיד לך לפני...
את לא צריכה למחוק, רק תגידי לי לפני. מי זה ערן?
ערן ביגודה.
אוקיי.
בוא נגיד להם שהם יכולים לעלות גם למעלה.
Okay. If you can't find a seat, you can also go up the stairs. There's plenty of seats available there.
Food and beverage are not allowed inside the...
Also, please remember, food and beverage are not allowed in the auditorium, so please do not bring in your food or your beverage. Okay, we are going to begin. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Ellie Cook. By day, I am a historian here in the General History Department, but by evening, I transform into the Master of Ceremonies for the graduates of the international programs here at the University of Haifa. It is an honor to be here. I welcome you all as we are gathered for the concluding ceremony of the international graduate programs. Professor Gustavo Mensch, rector of the University of Haifa, apologizes for not being able to participate in this ceremony, but I'd like to welcome Professor Gad Barzilai, vice provost and head of the International School, Professor Lili Orlan Barak, dean of graduate studies, deans of faculties, heads of schools, departments, and programs, academic and administrative staff members present with us today, and of course, the students and their families. This year, we are honored to have with us many guests of honor from all over the world, and I would like to welcome each and every one of them in person. From Albania, Ambassador Dr. Bardil Kanaj and his spouse, Miss Alma. Counselor, Miss Sonila Turshila. From Ghana, Ambassador Mrs. Hannah Amma Niarko. From Myanmar, Ambassador Mr. Maung Maung Lin, and Second Secretary Mr. Tin Miao Kiao. From Georgia, Consul Mr. Alexandre Jishkariani. From Liberia, Honorary Consul Mr. Itzhak Wolf. From Nigeria, Minister and Deputy Head of Mission, Mrs. Francisca Kemi Omuyuli. From Kenya, Financial Attaché, Mr. Owino Ochieng. And Immigration Officer, Minditi Kaunda. From Tanzania, Financial Attaché, Mr. Friedrich Gilbert Mwakitwange. And Kahime Juni Mizari from the Defense Attaché. Ethiopia, Deputy Head of Mission, Mr. Lul Seged Tedase, and Mr. Roy Melamed, CEO of UNICEF Israel. Dear guests, I am honored to open the International Graduate Program's concluding ceremony for the academic year 2018-19. This year, about 129 students will graduate from the various international master's degree programs of the University of Haifa, and the students who are with us this afternoon will receive certificates of participation in their respective programs on this lovely occasion. I would like to mention that this ceremony is being broadcast live on the YouTube page of the University of Haifa. And also, as you can already tell with some of the readings, I'd like to apologize if I mispronounce your name. One of the great things about these international programs is that they bring people together from all across the world. But unfortunately, this won't be a victimless crime, because with that, we sometimes have to leave our comfort zones, which I think is a wonderful thing. And so I apologize if I somehow murder your name in any way. Let us begin. It is my pleasure to invite the Vice Provost and Head of the International School, Professor Gad Barzilai, to deliver his address.
Thanks, Dr. Cook, for mastering this ceremony. Welcome, everybody. Mr. Baruch Marzan, the Director of University of Haifa, Professor Lili Orlan Barak, the head of the graduate school, and the graduate school is responsible for this successful gathering. Heads of the international programs, we could not see a success without the very productive work of the head of the international programs. We have 16 international programs. We have launched 2 new programs, and my deepest gratitude to the heads of the international programs, administrative staff of the international program, certainly the very good student that we have, and for having such a multicultural, diverse audience, and in fact partners as you students and families. It's a great pleasure. Let me firstly describe to you in a nutshell, obviously, very briefly, the international school. So in the international school, we have 16 international programs. We have launched 2 new programs, and we are now working also on a more generic program in the natural sciences. In those programs, we have about 140 students. 129 students are here today with us. And we are growing in a very nice pace from one year to another year. We have study abroad programs, which are undergraduate programs. We have exchange programs, and we have Erasmus students. By and large, we are now exceeding about 1,200 students, international students at University of Haifa, which is a very nice number for us, and we are in fact growing in a pace of about 7% every year, and hopefully we continue to do that. All of that could not have been done without a very good professional, effective and efficient staff of the international school. I would like to mention Ms. Michal Morgenstern, the head of the administration of the international school. Ms. Julie Ben Arush, she's now, you know, all of us have those kind of funny hats. So basically she has two hats today. Firstly, because she's a head of the international programs, master international programs, and secondly, because she's going to graduate today in our MBA Green Master Program. I also would like to mention Tomer, Rachel, Jim, Jeremy, all of them are doing a splendid job in mastering the master program, the international master programs. While we are teaching you in the different classes, different programs, we have to take into account the context. There is basically not much of a use in an education which is not taking into account the intellectual context, the scholarly context in which we are teaching you. So firstly, we have to take into account the ambivalent facets, the ambivalent aspects of globalization. We have to take into account the virtues of globalization, international movement, international immigration, technological innovation, the effect of technology on our daily life, but we also have to take into account problems in globalization and how different nation states are reacting to the convoluted phenomena of transnational globalization, including phenomena like populism in different countries, a phenomena that you can see in different countries in Europe and North America. Secondly, we have to take into account the Middle East context, especially after the fainting and fading excitement of what should have been the Arab Spring. And we have to take into account different dialectical processes in the Middle East and the effect on the Israeli society. We have to take into account the Israeli democracy, which have some looming challenges like national security, human security, but also we have to take into account the virtues, including virtues for you being educated in Israel, because we do enjoy a freedom of academia. In Israel, you can criticize, you can ask questions without any fear of sanctions. We are very proud of our judicial independence. I'm just now completing a research about judicial independence global-wide, and Israel is quite ranked high in a global indexes of judicial independence. So we have to take into account those kind of phenomena as well. What is the purpose of our education? The purpose of our education is to consider those kind of cycles, the nation state, the regional forces, the global forces, and we have to teach and to analyze those kind of cycles which are in symbiotic relations with each other. We have to teach it both at the empirical level, at the analytical and theoretical level, and at the normative level. And hopefully, we have done it successfully. I would like to end by, maybe it's the most important thing to say, congratulations from the deepest of our hearts in graduating our international programs. I would like to suggest that you would keep in contact with us if you enjoyed your studies in the graduate school, in the international school. Please don't hesitate to share your feelings with your friends and colleagues. And last and not least, again, warmest congratulations to you and to your families. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Professor Barzilai. It is my pleasure to now invite to speak Dean of Graduate Studies, Professor Lily Orland Barak.
Professor Gad Barzilai, Vice Provost and Head of the International School, Mr. Baruch Marzan, Vice President and Director General, Deans of Faculties, Heads of Schools, Departments and Programs, Academic and Administrative Staff members, Dr. Eli Cook, Master of Ceremony, and members of the diplomatic missions from all over the world, distinguished guests in the audience. Reading the world always precedes reading the word, and reading the word implies continually reading the world. Contended Paulo Freire, a renowned Brazilian educator and philosopher whose influential work, Pedagogy of the Oppressed, is considered to be one of the foundational texts of the critical pedagogy movement. In a way, he goes on to say, we can go further and say that reading the word is not preceded merely by reading the world, but by a certain form of writing and rewriting it. That is, transforming it through conscious, practical work. In this broad sense, then, literacy can only empower people when it renders them active questioners of the social reality around them. Education for academic literacy, then, entails the hard task of critically and creatively creating and recreating reality in order to discover how to participate in the transformation of the world. As Nelson Mandela would contend, education is the most powerful weapon which can change the world. This dynamic dialectics between reading the word and reading the world, writing and rewriting it, creating and transforming it, is what we hope we have managed to achieve in the structure and context of the various international programs from which you, as Professor Barzilai said and mentioned, 129 students are graduating today at the University of Haifa in our numerous fields of inquiry, and I'm going to name them all. Holocaust studies, archaeology, Israel studies, child development, maritime civilizations, Jewish studies, diplomacy studies, international relations, national security studies, peace and conflict management studies, statistics, marine geosciences, MBA in sustainability, health systems administration and global health leadership, modern German and European studies. Have I named them all, Lawrence? Am I okay? The different programs, we hope, have not only inspired you to theorize and react to the local reality, but also to act to change it. This is a goal which lies at the core of the academic and educational vision of the Graduate Studies Authority. And this is the place to express my sincere, I would say our sincere gratitude to the professional, committed, and efficient work of the entire Graduate Studies Authority team. It is an honor for me to serve as dean of such a competent group of professionals, and we should applaud them. At the same time, the fragile dynamics and the inherent tensions between advocating global agendas and preserving one local's needs and identities urge us to develop what is coined in the literature as cross-cultural competence or intercultural sensitivity. This is the ability to successfully navigate cross-cultural contexts, blending knowledge, skills, abilities, and attitudes that can facilitate adaptation and interpersonal interactions. This kind of cross-cultural competence, I believe, grants the freedom of mind to ask hard questions concerning connections between your field of study and human rights, social conflicts, faith, and being. Acquiring it necessitates a creative stance and disposition towards seeing the old in new ways and also seeing new ways. But this is not enough. Creativity is a function of both creative individuals, but also of creative environments to stimulate creativity. We hope to have harvested a solid and fertile academic soil for enhancing your creativity, rooted in your personal and collective histories and narrative ways of knowing. When introspecting into your creative journey, I invite you to contemplate back and forth, transcending boundaries and thinking non-judgmentally within alternative cultural and value systems. I am honored to grant you now the formal entrance to this journey towards future enhancement of academic excellence, professionalism, leadership, and innovation. This is your chance to go out there and make a difference in big caps by disseminating innovative research and professional knowledge all over the world. And I mean literally all over the world, in a committed effort to reinforce connections and relevant dialogues between research, policy, and practice at local and community levels. In short, as William Tobert would contend, make research educational. I want to wish you an ongoing and fulfilling journey of personal and professional development and the blessed joy of contributing to the lives of others. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Olan Barak. For our first musical interlude, I would like to invite Asael Weissman, vocals and guitar, to perform Todo Cambia, music and lyrics by Julio Neumhauser.
Cambia lo superficial, cambia también lo profundo, cambia el modo de pensar, cambia todo en este mundo, cambia el clima con los años, cambia el pastor su rebaño y así como todo cambia, que yo cambie no es extraño. cambia, todo cambia. Cambia, todo cambia. Cambia el más fino brillante, en mano su brillo, cambia el nido el pajarillo, cambia el sentir un amante, cambia el rumbo el caminante, aunque esto le cause daño y así como todo cambia, que yo cambie no es extraño, cambia, todo cambia. Cambia, todo cambia, cambia, todo cambia. Cambia, todo cambia. Cambia el sol en su carrera, cuando la noche subsiste, cambia la planta y se viste de verde en la primavera, cambia el pelaje la fiera, cambia el cabello el anciano y así como todo cambia, que yo cambie no es extraño, cambia, todo cambia. Cambia, todo cambia, cambia, todo cambia. Cambia, todo cambia. Pero no cambia mi amor, por más lejos que me encuentre, ni el recuerdo ni el dolor de mi pueblo y de mi gente, y lo que cambió ayer tendrá que cambiar mañana, así como cambio yo en esta tierra lejana. Cambia, todo cambia. Cambia, todo cambia, cambia, todo cambia, cambia, todo cambia. תודה.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. I would like to once again invite Professor Orlan Barak and Professor Barzilai to the stage to award their certificates. And we're going to begin with the Israeli Studies Program. So I'd also like to invite Dr. Esther Yankelevich to award the certificates. And in general, students, when I call out your name, please rise and head towards the stage to receive your certificate. All right, let's start. Megumi Ishida. Jingwen Feng. Gabriel Lee Kopilov. Mondo Olusios Okoche. Thank you, Dr. Yankelevich. We'll continue with the Holocaust Studies program. Professor Arya Kochavi, head of the Weiss Livnat Holocaust Studies program, apologizes for not being able to be here with us today, and the certificates will be awarded by the Dean of Graduate Studies. And I'd like to invite to come to the stage Amy Isaacson. Haley Geltman. Elena Hoffenberg. Oliver Neef. Aliena Selina Sturzel. Leah Sauter. Kimberly Leah Simpson. And Lottie Kestenbaum. All right, I now invite Dr. Gil Gambash, head of the Maritime Civilizations Department, and Professor Ruth Shachar-Goss, head of the International Program. They will be presenting the graduate certificate to Andrew Johnson. Thank you, Dr. Gambash and Professor Shachar-Goss. I would now like to invite Dr. Hillel Newman, head of the Jewish Studies International Program, to award the certificates. And I would like to call to the stage to receive their certificates in the Jewish Studies International Program, Shinwen Shi and Hikari Muraoka. Thank you, Dr. Newman. I have the pleasure of now inviting Professor Eli Salzberger, head of the Modern German and European Studies program. And I would like to call upon the stage to receive her certificate, Olga Rachlin. Thank you, Professor Salzberger. I would now like to invite upon the stage Professor Avraham Ben-Zvi to award the certificates for the Diplomacy Studies program. Please come to the stage and receive your certificates. Rosa Abramova, Yasmin Azam, Wala Shibani, Mariana Nazi, and Daria Tsubenko. All right, Professor Ben-Zvi, you stay right there. You're pulling a double shift today. And we're going to try to make things a little more organized, even though that's not usually how we do it here in Israel. So from now on, when I say the name of the program, everyone come to the right side here, and then I'll call your name and you will receive your certificate. All right? There we go. Some order in the chaos. All right, so now all of the students for the program in International Relations, please come to the stage. Sarah Burgers. Kirtana Vidya Lakshmi Balashana Muganandam. Dovlet Geldi Ernepesov. Victoria Dottesfeld. Thank you, Professor Ben-Zvi. Oh, Francesco Aboata. I apologize. All right, moving along. Thank you, Professor Ben-Zvi. I would now like to invite Professor Gabriel Ben-Do, Director of the National Security Studies Center, and Dr. Dan Shoftan, Head of the National Security Studies Program, to award the certificates. And all the students in the program, please come, stand to the right of the stage, and we'll begin to call you. Moshe Shmuel. Federico Siragusa. Charles Edward Coleman. Abhishek Kumar. Ludmila Tuchsnyder. Michal Orel Stangel. Nir Kidar. Maxwell Kofi Lugudor. Serafim Zotiv. Uzona Chigorizi Iwo. Lina Webby. Xiuchen Zhang. Dominica Isabella Girlica. Timothy Andrew Jenkins. All right, thank you to Professor Gabriel Bendo and Dr. Dan Shuftan. I would now like to invite Dr. Keren Sharvit and the students for the Peace and Conflict Management Studies program. Iris Michelle Alboulet. Charles Bismarck Amoako. Alan Dozoretz. Sane Reitzma. Catherine Fee Winkenbach. Svenja Reinholz. Carla Patricia Montalvo. Amelia Feldman. Elise Manchester. Francesca Beck. Jeanette Marina van der Linden. All right. Thank you, Dr. Keren Sharvit. Look how peacefully and without conflict they managed that group photo. I now invite Professor Avi Sagi Schwartz, head of the Child Development Program. Okay, let's begin. Miato Vululela. Boemo Kaike Tlahe. Gloria Aka. Guranda Tetradze. John Martin Dieudonné Vercade. Selina Mugu Gamya. Uduak Ofyong. Sofia Mulu Wandemu. Lexis Axteter. Shafraz Shamsherali Kazia. Sonila Dubare. Khin Tuzar Ai. Kidus Bazezu Kebede. Gelegbe Bobson Ble. Genoveva Gerard Chuchuba. Shoshana Linane. Peter Dawson. Su Nuekin Felicitas Ko. Maya Kurbelo Kanovich. Thank you, Professor Avi Sagi-Schwartz. I would now like to invite upon the stage Professor Ori Davidov, head of the Statistics Department, and Professor Philip Tzvi, head of the International Program. And students, please also come to the right so I can call your names. Wen Lee. Lior Neumann. Thank you, Professor Davidov and Professor Rice. Sorry about that. And now I would like to call upon the Education Department and Dr. Mashur Hush, head of the MBA program in Sustainability, to award the certificates for this program. And students, please begin to line up. Svetlana Atenzon. Shai Avrahami. Jonathan Bar. Gil Emer. Alena Goldberg. Lin Lee. Moshe Muller. Jonathan Pedro. Chanin Rabadi. Julie Rautio Ben Harush. Javier Ravitz. Ricardo Smargowitz. Asaf Talor. Sam Troyer. Jennifer Wertwine. Catherine Woolley. right, here's that photo. Thank you, Professor Tzafrir and Dr. Khush. Professor Faisal Azaiza, Dean of the Faculty of Social Welfare and Health Sciences, apologizes for not being able to be at the ceremony due to previous commitments. And I'd now like to call upon the stage Professor Richard Schuster, co-director of the Health Systems Administration and Global Health Leadership Program, to award the certificates. Students, come on down. Rebecca Goldman. Adina Max. Arun Kumar Mohanraj. Emily O'Connell. Sadie Pudistev. Zohar Rawi. Daphna Raz. Rachel Salway. Maria Violeto Velasco. Thank you, Professor Schuster, and thank you to Professor Orlan Barak and Professor Barzilai. But first, the group photo. Okay, how did I do? What's the death count? Thank you all the students. And now, another musical interlude. I would like to again invite Asielu Weissman to perform the song Wild Horses, written by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards.
Childhood living, it's easy to do the things that you've wanted. I potent for you. Graceless lady, you know who I am. You know I can't let you slide through my hands. Oh, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Oh. I watch you suffer, too late in pain. No, now you've decided to show me the same. No sweeping exit or off stage line. Oh, make me feel bitter or treat you unkind. Oh, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Oh, wild, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Oh. I know I've dreamed you, a sin and a lie. Oh, I have my freedom, but I don't have much time. Fate has been broken, and a tear must be cried. Oh, let's do some living after we die. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Oh, wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday. Oh, wild horses couldn't drag me away. Oh, wild, wild horses, we'll ride them someday. Oh.
Many thanks, Dasael. Last but not least, I would like to invite to the stage Dr. Uduak Ofyong, a student in the Child Development Program, who will speak on behalf of all the graduates.
Dear Vice Provost and Head of the International School, Dean of Graduate Studies, Deans of Faculties, members of academic and administrative staff, members of the diplomatic community, distinguished guests from all over the world, dear friends and families. My name is Uduak Ofyong. I'm of the 5th cohort of the Child Development Program. It is my singular honor to represent the students of the International Graduate Program offered by the University of Haifa International School. We are a potpourri of students from different nationalities and academic backgrounds who chose to come to this prestigious university. I wish to speak as much as I can on behalf of the students of the International School, although I can more closely speak for the students of the Child Development Program. The reasons for which each person came is as diverse as the nationalities here present, but we all came to seek knowledge in diverse areas offered by the University of Haifa. That is our common denominator. The master's courses offered by the International School are in areas which Israel has international recognition. The educational experience under the guidance of the tutors who are professionals in their diverse fields was not just theoretical, but also practical. And it has given us the resources to compete in a global academic environment. The ample learning facilities provided by the university and the scenic beauty of this hilltop university also enhanced the learning experience. What other reasons could have brought us to study here? For some, it cannot be that there were no institutions of higher learning in their countries. Perhaps it was the thoughts of studying in the intriguing land of Israel, with the chance to discover ancient cities that tell the story of a people, their culture, and their religion. With the chance to discover, or perhaps it was to learn from these people who have shaped a way of development and security systems that have caused a nation so small to stand out in many areas. Whatever the reason, we came to gather knowledge. Have we gathered it? Those of us in child development, I can say we have. And I do believe that the other graduates here present have also gathered the knowledge which they came. How then have we been educated? By being here. Yes, we have added the degree to our degrees, a trophy under our belts. If I keep going back to the child development course, please excuse me. That is my constituency as a pediatrician and as a member of the cohort. The tutors there not just imparted knowledge to us, but they asked us to learn from them how specialization in their fields is developed. All the work we had to do, the stress we had to go through in various ways and forms, today shows that it was not in vain. Then we received a different type of education, cultural education, not just of Israel, but from the rich diversity of students from other lands who brought a multicultural kaleidoscope to that which Israel had to offer. The hospitality of the people of Israel began right from day one and was shown by the staff of the International School. Then it continued in our various departments and the personal touch added by the individuals here who opened their hearts and their homes to us. For this, we are not only grateful to our tutors, but we appreciate every support staff of this university in the various departments in which they were, who have made our stay here most palatable. Therefore, their gestures were able to help us adjust to the difficulties of leaving home and family and all our loved ones for a foreign land. I really do say thank you on behalf of the graduating students. Everyone is appreciated. I must mention that the many student-oriented activities that took place all year round, the bazaar, the music, and the food gave time to make friends and enjoy the break from the academic exercise. The many pictures lining the walls, drawing the observer into history, and the inclusion of international students in the observance of national celebrations was all part of the cultural fiesta. Endings are better than beginnings. As I stand here on behalf of the graduating students, I can say that for everyone, that is very true. So as I draw to a close, I want to reflect on the purpose for which the time we all spent here in Haifa. The wisest sage who ever lived said, "Wisdom is the principal thing. In all you're getting, get understanding." Wisdom is the acquisition of knowledge, and understanding is the perceptive insight to this knowledge. In this, you'll use it appropriately for the good of humanity. If we do not use our knowledge for the good of others, our spending 10 grueling months or more here would all be in vain. So as we depart from here, one more thing from the wise sage: for every time there is a season. For every time a time for every activity under the sun. This is our time to say goodbye, to friends who have loved us, to people who accepted us, and to those who have inspired us. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Ofyang, for those wonderful words. Dear guests, we've come to the end. In a moment, I shall ask the audience to stand up for the singing of the national anthem, Hatikva. Following the conclusion of the ceremony, graduates and faculty are requested to hand back the academic gowns at the designated desk on your way out of the auditorium. Guests of the Child Development Program, you are invited to the Sami and Aviva Ofer Observatory on the 30th floor of the Eshkol Tower for a private ceremony and reception. And now, please rise for the singing of Hatikva.
כל עוד בלבב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומיה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים.
Thank you very much. That's the end of the ceremony. Thank you.